Hey everyone, it's the Average Sim Racer here. I went in with another episode of the My Team Career Mode, and we're going to be driving in Vietnam. So it's a brand new track. Never driven a race here before. I've just done several time trial laps, and they weren't really hot laps to begin with. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend. So just doing some housekeeping here. I'm looking through some of the R&D that I wanted to complete. Definitely wanted to try and get some of my power up, but also, trying to diversify. So I went with some chassis upgrades, went with some aerodynamic upgrades as well, trying to get my durability up because the durability is just so bad with the car right now. So let's head into Vietnam and see what the track is all about. So it's a street circuit. Stadium as a backdrop. So here we go, just doing some track and getting to know the track here. And it's a very interesting track. I mean, this back section with the S's, that's going to be an interesting challenge as far as the race is concerned. You're going to try to follow cars through there and running closely there. It's going to be very, very tricky.
Certain changes to the car during a pit stop. You can tell me what you...
So here's the end of my lap, and yeah, I thought that I drove a really clean lap, and I was pushing pretty hard to the best of my abilities. Just having limited time with the track, I just did several practice laps and just going through qualifying here. I don't run the full qualifying mode as well, so very, very inexperienced with this track. Not entirely comfortable with it at this point, and I only qualified 21st, so that's more of just just trying to get familiar with this track, and I would just try to get more familiar with it during the race. I didn't want to waste too much time at the practice sessions, just going through the motions, and so off to the race we go.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities.
So now we're going to begin the race here, starting from 21st on the grid, doing one-stop strategy here. I was putting on the hards first and softs laters, and see how that strategy will go. So off the start we go. Don't get a good start off the line. I'm getting wheel spin, and the last car, Latifi, who I was the only one that out-qualified, was overtaking me, but trying to make up some ground on the inside, getting up to 17th, and just staying on the inside of this long right-hander. Difficult braking there, and I'm getting whacked by the AI there, but we get a good exit, and we're running side by side with Magnussen, and that's Raikkonen actually. Raikkonen running side by side with him, so try to dive it up the inside of Raikkonen there, and we make it stick, and try to give him a little bit of room there. It's a very tight left-handed corner there, and then just getting some wheel spin on that little roundabout area, and then we get a bad exit. Now Raikkonen is up my tail, so trying to use some of the power options, but somehow just trying to hold him, and I outbrake him and Cars are getting bunched up here at this hairpin. And yeah, we were just trying to, stick with the pack, not knowing this track. The first lap, it's been going good, so we're up to P16 from P21. Making up some places, the use of the braking. Yeah, it's just very strange that the AI is not really aggressive with the braking in this game. They might change that with the patch later on, but I don't know, that's just something that I've been experiencing with my game. So, locking up my brakes there as we come to the last corner here. It's a fast left-hander, very difficult to get the exit there because there's a wall on the right side, so you want to use the track, but you kind of have to be cautious there because you don't want to whack the barrier. But yeah, on the next lap, we're again battling on the straight, and it's Raikkonen trying to get me on the inside again, or on the outside rather, and I stayed at the inside, holding him off, using a mixture of the overtake and the rich mode, just trying to maximize my power options without having to, deplete my resources. And at this point, the strategy is not looking too good because even with the hard tires, I was losing a lot of time. I was at this point, lap 4, I was 8 seconds behind the 2 racing points, Stroll and Perez, and then Magnussen now easily overtakes me on the straight there, but I was able to outbrake him again, and the braking power of these cars in this game is tremendous. I'm very confident, braking late, and again as we go to the straight, we got trying to fend off the powerful Ferrari engined Haas. And leave it late on the brakes. There's no way the AI could outbrake me. So yeah, the being able to outbrake the AI is a really helpful in fending them off. But yeah, just trying to fight on the inside there again with Magnussen, and getting some oversteer on the exit. Then on lap 5, we are now at this point 12 seconds behind some of the cars that are in front of us. So yeah, this feeling really bad at this point about putting the hard tires first, and yeah, it was a struggle. And now as we get to lap 8, we're now 17 seconds behind. So now, with the nature of the circuit, I was just hoping that some kind of safety car would be coming out, and yeah, I was just spending a lot of time also fending off cars from behind me. It's just like a never-ending battle with these cars just being chased because, the engine that I have with the Hondas is, the least powerful of all of them. We're rocking our brakes there, just struggling with these tires. And I guess with the heavy fuel load and hard tires, doesn't end well here, especially with a track that I'm not really familiar with. So definitely not a good decision as to why I did that. But as you can see on the left, on the position board on the top left side, some cars are coming in the pits. And let's see if we will pick up some positions here. Yeah, we're going to get past Sainz. Not sure if we got past Verstappen here, but yeah, just got Sainz there on the pit stops. So this strategy not looking too good at the moment. You'd figure that you could overtake several of the cars coming into the pits earlier while you're on the hard tires, but yeah, it seemed like it's not working out here. Now Sainz with fresh soft tires on, he's should be able to clear me real easily, and I'm not going to go down without a fight, even though I should have probably let him go because I'm going to lose time just trying to fight him. So I let him go, but he wasn't braking as aggressively as I was, and well, he made the move happen anyway, so good for him. And now on lap 10, just at this point, it was the strategy was just looking awful, and
Caution,
I was just
caution.
praying for a safety car here. And then, so now we get some good news. We see some yellows here, and that was Giovinazzi on the side of the road.
Full course
And
caution.
here it
The
comes, the
safety
safety
car is out.
car, and I
Keep an eye on
was
the delta.
really happy with that.
Plenty people positive
I
to
mean, I
avoid a
was like
penalty.
way
Slow
down in the
down.
field,
Maintain
and fighting with
positive
cars
delta.
behind me, and
Check your
then,
MFD for a new
getting
strategy
gapped
option.
tremendously by the
Okay, some
cars in
information on
front. I was
braking. It
as
looks like
much
the
as
problem is terminal.
16 to
Verify and
17
recover.
seconds behind. And
Available on the
yeah,
MFD.
just making some
Okay, copy
changes
that.
to the tire choices. Went with the mediums this
Confirmed. We'll
time
receive
so
you
that I
ahead of
could
this lap.
just finish this race with one stop, and I almost missed the pit lane there because I was preoccupied with my tire changing and everything. So into the pits we go. We're going to put the mediums on. I originally wanted to finish with the softs, but we're trying to make this one-stop strategy work. So at this point of the race with 11 laps cleared, and we do a nose change, so that is costing me some time as well. I
Release,
didn't
release.
realize that I clipped my wing during the race, so I was really surprised to see a wing change there. It is
Start
a
to go.
really
One full
tight
course
track
to
with
this
the walls
strategy.
being close with this, obviously it being a street circuit, so probably whacked a wall at some point in the race. So I didn't get notified of the damage, and I didn't really feel much
Looks good to
difference
get
in the
past here.
car,
Use
despite the
overtake.
fact that I was
Use
struggling. So
overtake.
maybe I'd get more cornering speed than I guess originally thought. So the safety car ends, and we are relegated to P19 from our original P16 that we were in before we made the pit stop. And we were chasing this pack in front of us with Magnussen and Russell. Looks like Magnussen got overtaken by Russell there on the straight. And yeah, I was just trying hard to stay close to them because I was not able to do that in the first stint. Yeah, I was getting close with Magnussen there as he was on the hards and I was on the mediums, and again trying to use my sources of power with the rich fuel mode and the overtake. And I tend to be conservative with the overtake because I want to always have as much as available as I can. But yeah, trying to get the brakes later than Magnussen on that hairpin, but we weren't able to make it stick that time. So I was talking about how the AI doesn't brake as hard as you can. So not really a good example of that theory in that overtake attempt that I had on Magnussen. But anyway, we line him up again on the straight here. I decide to flip on the overtake a little bit longer just to try to get myself closer so I can outbrake him. And I got the DRS there, which makes me cruise up behind him and just easily drive past him, and able to
Okay,
hit
good
the
work.
brakes
Great
there, and
pass.
didn't expect a fight after that since he was on the hards and I was on the mediums. So now we're go after my teammate Calderon. So now at this point we got some decent pace going since the wing change did help. I was feeling a lot more confident with the track, and as well as being more familiarized with the track, and knowing more of the limits as I finish each lap. It looks like Calderon went into the pits, so now I have a straight fight here with George Russell, and George Russell put the softs on in his last pit stop, so I was thinking he needs to make another stop. There was no way he was going to finish the race with
We're
those
approaching the pit
tires.
window.
And
Keep me on
we're
the
starting to
softs.
pick off some cars in the pit lane too as we get up to P11. So this pit stop really, really helped me gain back what I tremendously lost in the first stint of the race. We're doing good to hang on to Russell. As some cars come into the pits again, and we pick off some cars again. and we get up to P8. So yeah, the prospects of this race is a lot more optimistic than it was before. So yeah, just really glad that that safety car came out, and really glad for the wing change, as I was a bit confused about that because I didn't realize that I broke my wing. But yeah, the car just felt so much better after that. I wish I had known that I had wing damage earlier. I would have pitted sooner. And we make a great overtake on Russell there on the outside. Outbrake him there. And we get the job done as we close the line on that tight left-hander into the roundabout. And we go on the straight. We flip the overtake on and try to gap Russell. So Russell came into the pits, so he wasn't a problem anymore, but getting pressured by Vettel here as he's on fresher tires as he made a pit stop. And I'm trying to finish the race with these medium tires, so yeah, just probably an inevitable overtake on his part. And yeah, I'm not really trying to defend it. I'm just driving the way I normally drive. And yeah, he's finally gonna overtake me, but he gives me a big whack, and I outbrake him into that corner, and he's still not able to get in front of me as I go through the roundabout section. And yeah, just flip on some overtake there with rich mode, and yeah, not really getting close to me. But now he's got the DRS going, and try to give him a little bit of a squeeze there, but ultimately at the end he picks me off into the hairpin, and I let him go about his business. But you know, didn't really want to put too much of a fight there, so yeah, I just let him go. And then now we're into 9th place with 7 laps to go, and you know, I was dreaming of a points finish because you know, it was so close, and I had Albon behind me, and you know, still had a possibility of a point. But again, it was probably inevitable because they had fresher tires. And yeah, here comes Albon, not even with the DRS. Now he flips the DRS, and you know, my resources were running low. I was running low on some overtake ERS, and yeah, I just had no chance there. He's able to get a good exit there, and now I have the task of trying to fend off Verstappen, who's a quick driver in his own right, probably one of the best rated drivers in this game. So again, probably another inevitable prospect that I would get overtaken, because with 22 of 28 laps completed and the last points paying position, this was just going to be a tough one to defend. But I tried to go on the inside, but Verstappen was able to use the straightaway to just blow past me, and yeah, that was the move done, and I was out of the point. So now we are in 11th place, just one spot out of the points, and looking like we weren't going to come away with the points here in Vietnam. But yeah, just try to hold my position as high as I can. We had Lando Norris 1.8 seconds behind me with 7 laps to go. And he's got fresher mediums on for sure, and Ricciardo also behind me by 4 seconds with fresher tires as well. So this is going to be a big task for me to fend off all these cars. Just trying to make this one-stop strategy work. My tires were obviously going off as more laps went by, and yeah, I was starting to get more understeer in this late stage of the race. So now we got Norris less than half a second behind me in the straightaway, and he probably has his overtake mode on, and I didn't do anything about it because probably wouldn't be able to fend him off with, you know, how much power that these cars have compared to me. And yeah, Norris goes along with his business, and then now we have Ricciardo behind me in 13th place. And yeah, didn't decide to really do anything about it because it was probably an inevitable overtake as well. I didn't decide to use up all my juice because in the end it would go away real quickly and they would just overtake me anyway. So I'm just trying to, at this point, just keep everything clean, not damage the car. In 13th position, just trying to stay as high as I can. And the McLaren of Sainz has now started to come up behind me, and he's coming into the straight and he whacks me on the inside and he gets the move done. So yeah, just lacking some power, and probably should have exhausted my resources there, but again, they just had fresher tires than me. They were just way faster than me. It was just going to be hard for me to fend them off in the end, but we had the DRS here, and we were going to try to get that place back as we exhaust some of the overtake mode and use the rich mode there. And then I'm closing in on him on the brakes. He locks his brakes up, but in the end wasn't enough to get him in the braking zone as we get into the last lap here. And someone was slowing down in front of us because there was a train of cars developing right in front of me, and they all the cars that overtook me easily were not pulling away as much as you'd think. But anyway, we had one last car to fight. We exhaust all of our power options here. All the rich mode and overtake depleting. Go into the braking zone, and someone was really slowing them down, so I wasn't giving up here. Just trying to catch up to that pack as well as hold off Ocon, which I did, but I wasn't able to catch the pack in front, and we finish in 14th position, which is not bad considering how this race started and where I qualified from. So it was nice to finish in 14th position. It was a respectable result for me. Not too thrilled about it, but not too sad about it. So overall, it was a successful race considering everything that was really going against me in that race. So that was another episode of My Team Career Mode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.